Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your entrepreneurship professor, Henry Buis of Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Today, I want to talk about the entrepreneurial origin of the word Bukusu. Bukusu being a subtribe of the Luya in Kenya. Yes, that's the map of Kenya. And the Bukusu are in western Kenya, on the border, Uganda and Kenya, and they border Uganda, they border other provinces of Kenya or other counties between Kitale, Webuye, which was called Broderick Falls, and Bungoma, Malikisi. So that's the territory, the location of the Bukusu in Kenya. Now, the origin. Yes, there is no universally accepted history of the Bukusu. Indeed, of the migrations of the other Bantu of Africa. But the originally, it is said the Bukusu were called Vavai. In the East African Red Book of 1925, that's a handbook and a directory for Kenya Colony and Protectorate, Uganda Protectorate, Tanganyika Territory and Zanzibar, which was compiled by the East African Standard Limited. It is written that somewhere in Misri, the present-day Egypt, in about 60 AD, there was a market of mundus, specifically called Esibakala. Indeed, Professor Bethwell Ogot, in his History of Southern Luo, Volume 1, 1967, and Fred E. Makila of An Outline of the Bukusu of Western Kenya, 1976, strongly suggest the market was one of the earliest gathering of descendants of Mundu, said to be the great ancestor of Babukusu. Mundu's people practiced agriculture, hence were called Babai. We can see these are, they kept cattle, finger millet, pumpkins, and other traditional crops. So they were therefore farmers. But as they farmed, the hostile neighbors, envious of Babai, could raid them to take away their harvests, animals, and even wives. This taught the Babai the art of defense. Yes, you can see the Mukite Wanameme, a warrior, art of defense, warriors, here planning for defense, They even build forts in which to stay and therefore defend themselves from those, hostile, envious neighbors. Yes. So from Babai, the name transited to Kitoshi. And what's Kitoshi? The colonialists came and called Babai Kitoshi, a word derived from the Nandi and Kwavil, who used it derogatively to describe the Babai owing to their warriors' ruthlessness and decisiveness in the battlefields. Kitoshi literally meant the terrible ones, a thing that did not go down well with the Babai. So, yes, you can see the ruthless Babai, or rather the decisiveness, they had learned the art of defense and attacking. Under this, the Nandi, this is Koitalel Arab Samoei, we are told, the picture. It's one of the Nandis, ancient Nandis warriors, and so on and so forth. So, the Babai got the word Kitoshi when the colonialists came. So Bukusu was not the name from the beginning. We had Babai with Kitoshi. Now came the word Bukusu. So we are told that by the 19th century, the Babai, by then being referred to as Kitoshi, had diversified from agriculture, tilling the land, to smelting and manufacturing. They manufactured iron tools, including hoes, in Bukusu called chimbako, spears, kamafumo, hammers, chinyuli, and many others in excess supply. They then engaged in barter trade. That's where entrepreneurship comes in. Engaged in barter trade to exchange the surplus at low prices. Now, these low prices became characteristics of their trade with the trading partners, referring to them as Vavandu Vevukusi, meaning the people who sell. You see, they come in, they have produced in excess. Entrepreneurially, they decide, let us sell at low prices so that we sell in masses. It's like saying money now is better than money tomorrow. And because of that characteristic of selling lowly and selling everything in masses, they were referred to as Vavandu Vevukusi, meaning the people who sell. Now, unlike the Kitoshi nickname, which was given them by their hostile neighbors, this Vavandu Vevukusi given to them by trade partners was warmly received and then first shortened to Vukusi, and eventually to Bukusu, totally replacing Kitoshi. So we can see that the name Bukusu is said to have come as late as 19th century. From the 1st century, they were not Bukusu. Indeed, many other historians and anthropologists and all that, like our own VG Simiyu, will tell you that Bukusu became a distinct group only from the 14th and then 18th, 19th century there. So Bukusu were not really their name as early as the origin. This is both narrative history and some desk research that I did. So there we are. Those are some of the instruments, spears, hoes, all these were some of the instruments that the Bukusu now started diversified into, and these are the ones that were trading. They would trade from up to as far as Lake Victoria, and they became good entrepreneurs, trade people, and hence from the word trade, Bukusi, they acquired the nickname Bukusu, which they liked, and it stayed. You can see first, they were referred to as Babai because they were just farmers moving down from Egypt because of the changing weather patterns, making farming unbearable. They're moving down from Egypt to Sudan to northern Kenya, up to Bungoma, Uganda, up to where we are now. They were moving in search of pastures, in search of good farming land. And as they did so, they were attacked now and then by hostile neighbors through, Sudan, I think there was Namibia from Ethiopia and so on. And therefore they learned the art of defense and therefore making weapons. They had also learned the art of agriculture. They are making agricultural instruments. It's like saying necessity is the mother of invention. So, Bukusu were entrepreneurial, and the word Bukusu is known or is said to have originated from that entrepreneurial characteristic. Yes, now you know. I want to repeat that a universally accepted history of the Wabukus is difficult to come by. So I was just speaking from asking narrations, looking at some of the already published material. For it mentioned V.G. Simiyu, I've mentioned Fred Makila, I've mentioned Okwel and all that. So this is my findings about the origin of the name Bukusu. I am sure someone might have another theory, another view, and the more we get, the more we shall perfect our Bukusu history. Good. So, thanks for watching and listening. Please like it, share, and subscribe to enable us bring you more. And please leave a comment. Let us enrich the history. Thank you.